Hi, I'm Brandon Brett with Vertac, and this is the Advanced Armament Company Ranger Mini 5. So a suppressor that I'm actually really excited to share with you guys is the Ranger 5 Mini suppressor from AAC. Now, AAC is well known for their legacy cans, the SDN6 and the Mini 4, both suppressors that I have had a lot of experience with and have utilized for a long time. Now, the Ranger 5 series is their newest generation, and it offers some pretty cool upgrades compared to the earlier predecessors. The Mini 5 is a 5-inch suppressor. It offers some pretty distinct versatility compared to just about every other suppressor on the market. Now, all of the new AAC suppressors come standard with a direct thread attachment. Direct thread attachments aren't as common in the suppressor market nowadays, but I will say, having used the direct thread attachment for quite some time, I'm actually a really big fan of direct thread. Let me explain why. Direct thread saves a lot of weight. This one specifically saves almost 10 ounces off the overall weight of the suppressor. Now, if you do want to have a legacy AAC attachment, you can actually still utilize one. AAC sells an additional mount called the stamp mount that will remove the direct thread attachment from the back of the suppressor, and then you thread in this attachment device that you can see here. Once you thread this in, it will attach to all of the legacy 51T attachment muzzle devices that AAC offers. Once you thread the stamp mount into the rear of the suppressor, it adds approximately 1.25 inches in the overall length of the suppressor, as well as adding an additional 10 ounces to the overall weight of the suppressor. So if you want to maintain that quick disconnect option, but still have a muzzle device on the carbine, you can go ahead and purchase this separately and still utilize those as well. So that offers a lot of versatility in how you would prefer to use the suppressor. If you are going to dedicate it to one gun, go direct thread. It's going to keep the weight down, but if you want to maintain versatility, you also have that option as well. Now, that is the rear attachment device, while on the front end, they do have an interchangeable and removable front end cap. This is pretty cool because it offers you the ability to change out the muzzle device depending on the system that you're using. Or if you do get some type of front end cap strike, it's just a simple unthread, put in the new piece, and then you have a new front end cap. Another benefit to this versatility is that if they do upgrade their technology or come out with a newer, better end cap, they can sell that or upgrade you to the newer technology. For example, what you could see here is the original front end cap that came on the newer advanced armament suppressors. Now, after some research, they found that they could get better flash reduction by adding these 3 prongs to the front, and they also expanded on the 5.56 model the end cap hole so that you could use it for the 6mm platforms as well as 5.56. Now, the first suppressors that I utilized and purchased were the AAC SDN6 and the AAC Mini 4. That's from their Legacy series. So if you want to upgrade your legacy suppressor, you can get in contact with them, you could send it in, and for a nominal fee, they will upgrade you to the newest technology, and you basically get a brand new suppressor, but they maintain your original serial number. It's essentially an upgrade and retrofit. Now, while I personally sent in 2 AAC SDN6 devices for retrofitting to the newer devices, I also sent in 1 AAC Mini 4, and I had that retrofitted to the newer Ranger 5 Mini suppressor. Now, once I got that in hand, I realized that it had some pretty distinct advantages over some of the suppressors that I was utilizing. And I actually went ahead and purchased another and newer Ranger 5 Mini suppressor directly from AAC. The AAC Ranger Mini 5 is incredibly lightweight, especially compared to other K suppressors. This suppressor is 4.98 inches in overall length. It has a 1.5 diameter, and it only weighs 9.84 ounces without the mounting systems. When it comes from the factory, it can be run with 5.56, 243 Win Mag, 6mm ARC, 6mm PRC, and 6mm Creedmoor. It's an extremely tough little suppressor, especially for the weight. It has fully welded Inconel 718 and 17-4 stainless steel baffles, providing durability on down to 10.3-inch carbines. I've been running this on 11.5-inch and 12.5-inch carbines, and it has held up incredibly well. It's kind of nice because once I take it apart, I can actually see inside the suppressor, look at the baffles, and clean them out relatively easily because the front end cap and the rear end cap are removable. Now, while I have utilized the stamp mount attached to the back of the Ranger 5 Mini, I found myself utilizing it with the direct thread attachment. And that's because it offers me the shortest package with the lightest weight. It is lighter than all the other suppressors that I utilize, especially all the other K-cans, but it's offering incredible performance, especially with 5.56. AAC claims a 138.9 decibel out of a 10.3-inch barrel with XM193 ammo. Now, while I did not utilize a decibel reader myself, I found this suppressor to be comfortable to shoot with and without ear protection while at an outdoor range. Now, if you are going to be using this suppressor under extreme fire rates or for professional use, I would recommend considering using rock set still to make sure that you absolutely don't get any walking. They did engineer a 20-degree taper within the attachment device to make sure that it holds as solid as possible without any type of thread locking compound. Now, while this suppressor is not a true flow-through design, it is also not just a standard traditional baffle stack. They engineered in a vent through each baffle so that it can allow the pressure to more efficiently flow through to the front of the suppressor and not induce as much back pressure. Having utilized many traditional baffle stack suppressors, including the legacy AAC series, I did notice that it has dramatically less back pressure compared to other suppressors on the market. Now, while it is not as efficient and effective as a true flow-through design, it is still definitely close and is definitely something that I noticed right away when utilizing these systems. Especially for a direct thread suppressor, that was a pretty big benefit. The 762 series also utilizes the same front end caps and attachment devices. So while the baffle stack inside is oversized for 762 projectiles, you can utilize 5.56 attachment devices, direct thread, and end caps. So if you want to direct thread it onto a 5.56 platform, you will get the same direct thread attachment, and then the end cap will help reduce the flash and a little bit more of the sound than just the 762 end cap. Now, if you are going to switch back to the 762 platform, you definitely need to switch back the front end cap to a 762 end cap, but also you can thread back in a 762 direct thread or the same stamp mount so that you can attach it to the legacy 762 51T attachment devices. So a little bit of versatility, but also one little safety note of caution. So overall, I'm a big fan of the new Advanced Armament suppressor lineup, specifically this Ranger 5 Mini. You're getting a performance that competes with other top-tier suppressors on the market when that comes to flash, sound, and concussion. Now, you even notice that you get a little bit better of a sound suppression compared to other suppressors that are the same length, because you're actually getting additional baffles in the same length because this is a direct thread configuration. So when we remove the need for an attachment device and a flash hider or compensator muzzle device that needs to attach to, we reduce the weight and we reduce the length. So instead of using that length to thread in a attachment device and flash hider at the muzzle, we can use that to add another baffle. This suppressor's overall weight when direct thread attached is 14 ounces. And so for a 14-ounce suppressor, I'm getting an extremely lightweight suppressor that offers me similar, if not competitive, performance when it comes to flash suppression and sound suppression. Additionally, at its current price point, you're getting top-tier performance at a really affordable price point. So if you guys are looking to get into the suppressor market, if you're looking for something for your department or your agency that's going to give you a nice, solid, lightweight attachment that's not gonna need to be taken off and on consistently, I would strongly recommend looking into the newer Advanced Armament suppressor lineup. I'm Brandon Brett with Vertac. If you guys have any questions, reach out to Advanced Armament or feel free to hit us up, veretstactical.com. Thanks for watching.